You're listening to Interactive Wrestling Radio, featuring the Interactive Interview, courtesy of WrestlingEpicenter.com.
And our very special guest, returning for the second time, Adam Ryland. Adam, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Doing real well. It's good to have you back on. Last time we had John, you were promoting, I believe, Extreme Warfare?
Total Extreme Wrestling, yeah, we changed the name.
Why'd you change the name?
Because there's another game out called Total War.
Ah.
They slightly objected to us having a similar name, so we changed it.
Did you ever run into any difficulties from, for example, the WWE or somebody like that for using an ECW title that actually one of their videos is called?
No, not. They had slight problems to begin with because they thought one of the old games, when we used to use real names, they got the two confused and thought we were still promoting using their names. So we got that cleared up.
Okay, cool. Mr. Clancy?
All right. Yeah. All right, Adam. You've always done promoter sims. Ever since Extreme Warfare came out to Total Extreme Wrestling, you've always done promoter sims. And just recently you released an incredible game for all our listeners out there called Wrestling Spirit from Rookie to Legend. How different for you was it to program a career sim as opposed to a promotion sim?
Well, in terms of the actual coding, it wasn't that different, but it was kind of like a breath of fresh air to be doing something different, because it's been like 8 years of promoter sims. So to take a different slant on wrestling, that actually gave me a bit more impetus to do something new, get some new ideas going.
Were there any challenges in marketing or any doubts that you had about the audience might not accept a career sim as they've really never had one from you before? Any?
Well, it's hardly any at all. I mean, there's one called Edge of Survival Wrestling.
Yes.
That's been out for a while now. That's relatively popular. But there was kind of the doubt in the back of your mind that this might not sell as well because it's not what I'm known for.
Yeah.
But I think once people saw it and saw what we'd got done with it, all our fears went.
A lot of people, including myself, bought Total Extreme Wrestling, had a lot of fun with it, and wanted more. Will we see a follow-up to TEW anytime in the future? And if so, what time do you think we'll see that in?
Well, your timing's excellent because just yesterday we announced Total Extreme Wrestling 2005 will be coming out, and that'll be the summer of this year.
Wow.
All right, good news. Well, you've tried the promoter sims. You've just tried the career sim. Is there going to be any other type of wrestling simulator, any other variations that you might try in the future?
I was thinking about that. The only one left to do, I think, is arcade, but that's a bit out of my league because you kind of need a big team of graphics artists and stuff to do that.
Yeah.
That's the one area left, but I don't think I can really go into that. Besides which, if you compete with SmackDown series then.
Yeah.
And that would require...
I think that's definitely,
that would require pretty much a really good machine behind you in terms of getting the booking, people to put the money forth to hire the team that would be required to make the game, right?
Yeah, it would require much more than just me.
Right.
Yeah, and there's really, when you think about it, these games are pretty much like the WWE of the simulators. There's no games. Promotion Wars went down a long time ago. There's nobody really competing with you, so I think you're in pretty much a safe market as far as, being the top dog in that situation, so I don't see why you'd go to a different format like that.
As you think about it, there's only actually two wrestling titles at the moment, SmackDown and Total Extreme Wrestling. So you think about Christmas, it was SmackDown versus Wrestling Spirit as the number 1 and 2 games.
Well, of course, there was Legends of Wrestling before that company went completely bankrupt.
Yeah.
Well, Spirit's doing fantastic game. I play it every day. It's so addicting. Do you think there's going to be a follow-up to Spirit?
Well, the response has been quite good. So I'd imagine, somewhere down the line we probably will do a Wrestling Spirit too.
What sort of things do you think you can do better in it? Because you've covered a lot of the bases. The only things I can think of is actually, I guess, being able to the thing that I had in when I was playing the game was a lot of guys. My character is huge in Japan, but a lot of guys in America, I can't get hired because they'll talk bad to be in management. And then this one guy came over to Japan. I was thinking maybe it'd be kind of cool if I can go into the booking meeting and actually recommend that he doesn't get hired.
Use politics.
But I mean, what?
Use politics to keep him down.
Yeah. I thought that might be a kind of cool addition if you could.
I got an idea for you guys. The guy marries the boss's daughter. Boom! There you go.
What are you referring to there?
Yeah.
Can you sit on booking meetings when you get to like the bigger promotions, like when you get to Supreme Wrestling Federation? Because I'm still in like World League Wrestling right now.
If you get a relationship going with the owner, you can affect other decisions. So we can't actually go in there and say, I want to hold this guy down.
Really?
Yeah, well, it takes into account all the relationships in the game.
Wow, yeah. Because my best friend's useless. He's like some independent worker in like Toronto, so he doesn't help me out much. But yeah, it's really intricate for anyone out there who hasn't seen it. I mean, it goes really in depth, massive rosters.
Yeah. The one area I think I can improve on would be the backstage, because the actual matches themselves, I'm really pleased with how they work. They are very realistic.
Yeah, you do color commentary actually on them.
Yeah.
That is me.
We do enjoy the color commentary. There's one line where you go, "That's no normal chop. That's a Mongolian chop." I thought there's some funny commentary on there.
I wasn't having any big move. I just completely undersell anything, a headlock or something, and just go completely over the top.
Yeah. It's definitely entertaining when you're playing a match and you hit the face crusher 1,000 times and you don't pin the guy. Yeah, that's what I had to do when I started out. My only complaint with TEW was how intimidating the interface was. I mean, when I got there and they had like the house show thing, and it was really tough to actually put everything into effect. Is it going to be? Is the interface going to be a little more
yeah, it's more
user friendly?
Definitely. We've actually just got it fixed up today, but Jason, who did the graphics for some of the other Grey Dog software games, who's a brilliant graphics designer, he's actually working on a new game, which I'm really excited about because he's just brilliant at this stuff. If you've seen his work on the hockey game they did, or the basketball game, sorry, it's just amazing, his work. And we put a lot of time into getting all we've been working on it for 2 months now, so there's quite a lot done. We've really been working hard on getting the interface really user-friendly. You can find anything you want within a couple of clicks. So I think people are really pleased with that.
A while ago, and this was kind of a war thing. I want to say it was in 2001 or 2000, when you had, I think it was Extreme Warfare Revenge or Deluxe, I can't remember which one. Promotion Wars came out at the same time.
Yeah.
And there was kind of the Extreme Warfare fans and the Promotion Wars fans were going head to head because at that time, I mean, Promotion Wars for a while was gaining a lot of steam, but then they just kind of fell off the face of the earth. The guy never completed the second game. How did that little rivalry affect you and the way you made your games and everything?
Well, it's quite kind of funny because when Promotion Wars came out, I'd just finished doing Extreme Warfare, so I wasn't intending to do any more at all because I was going off to university, so I decided that's going to be it. But then when I saw all these posts that these Promotion Wars fans really having a go at me, and I wasn't even doing anything, and I thought, well, I'll come back, do one more, and that's how Extreme Warfare Revenge got started. So it seems that these Promotion Wars fans who hated me so much are actually the reason I kept going. Which is kind of ironic.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like, I mean, I liked Promotion Wars when it came out because I'd never. It was pretty cool because it was really the first game to really have a more in-depth handle on the actual rivalry between the promotions, which you obviously mastered later in the series. But I mean, the guy just never followed up on it. He said the updates were coming, but they never came. And then if you asked about it on the forums, they'd shoot you in the head. But
the pressure you get quite a lot. So many people wanted him to just do this amazing game. And both Adam Jennings was his name, and both of us are basically doing this in our free time at that point. And to complete a game takes 6 months of really hard work.
Yeah.
So it does get kind of pressure. You've got people every day asking, is this feature in, is this feature in? It does kind of get to you eventually.
Yeah. I think I heard, I believe it was from you, I'm pretty sure I heard a quote from you a while ago that you said when you were programming, I think it was Revenge, and you said something along the lines of, I'm not going to put in things like what type of drinks you can have backstage.
What kind of backstage sandwiches, yeah.
Yeah, that. But yet now, I mean, you've essentially put so many details into these games that you're almost at that point right now. Do you
We're on the fringe, yeah. Although I can officially confirm that sandwiches won't be in Total Extreme Wrestling 2005.
Okay. But I mean, you really, for anyone, I know a lot of our readers have, or listeners, I'm sorry, we don't have a magazine, have played this game. But for those who have not, I mean, so intricate. I mean, how many wrestlers are actually in the game?
In my update, there's about 2,000.
Yeah, they've got like pictures, and they're actually funny. They got like they got like parodies of current wrestlers and stuff. They'll have like the Lobster Warrior and stuff, and it's really in depth though. It's like you call it
the Cornell-verse.
The Cornell-verse.
It's based on Tommy Cornell, yeah.
Yeah, which is something I've noticed. You have all these. I've noticed since the beginning. You have like Tommy Cornell, and you have what's the other thing? Tank. You have a lot of names. Are those like your friends or?
What we did was I made a random name generator where it took one of, I think it's 5,000 first names and like 15,000 surnames. And a lot of them were like musicians I like or friends I know. And we stuck them together. And then I would go through and sort of, if I could see like a link, was there's one guy called Brandon Christian, that's his name came up. But he was really big and really agile, so he became Big Cat Brandon. And all the names kind of evolved like that.
Yeah, because there's like I think in one of the old games there's like a Tommy Cornell arena, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's Tommy Cornell's been around for ages because he's my old E-Fed character when I used to play that.
Okay, yeah.
So he's kind of doing all the games somewhere.
I know this might be a little like advertising for someone else, but have you seen any good Sims out there? That any Sims that people might want to check out that are just maybe nobody's heard of, Diamonds in the Rough, maybe that you've seen?
I haven't seen any. It's just like the wrestling simulator world seems to be just dead at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that the wrestling business is down currently?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's just if no one's watching TV shows, there's no real drive to get any promoter sims done either.
Yeah. Because I remember the when a lot of the Sims got the big boost was really in '99.
Yeah, around when Austin took off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, everything that you see or saw then was everybody tried to be part of the wrestling business, in that you saw everybody opening up their own websites and everything, and you're not seeing that as much now. And I guess for the Sims, which takes, as you said, 6 months to do, nobody wants to invest that much time in something that they don't even have enough time to watch on Monday night.
Yeah. I mean, but once again, I mean, this is you're doing really well. This is an established brand. This is, like I said, the WWE of Sims. I mean, they've been established in, I guess we would call it the Attitude Era of Sims, and they're still going because obviously it's the only one really had the dedication and the fan base and the technology behind it to do so. Is there anything else you do other than the Sims in your spare time, or?
Not programming wise. It just takes up so much time doing wrestling that I don't want to spend my spare time then working on something else.
Is this, I mean, is this financially beneficial to you? I mean, is this your living, or do you do it?
It's my living now, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From the time we did the first Total Extreme Wrestling game, from then on I've been doing it professionally, yeah.
Wow, cool. You still going to the college or university?
No, I finished university before. That was when I was doing Extreme Warfare Revenge.
Ah. How many years ago was that, just for somebody that doesn't remember?
That was, I graduated in 2001.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I worked for a different company for 2 years, and then when I left them, that was when I became professionally as a programmer.
Wow. That's pretty impressive, actually.
So, have you been watching WWE lately?
The funny thing is I don't actually get WWE because it's on a cable station that I don't have. So I haven't seen wrestling for like 2 years.
Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez, wow.
Well, that's a good thing. I've seen some of the pay-per-views on video. It seems to be a good thing I'm not seeing them.
In some cases, and especially most people's consensus for the last pay-per-view, that's probably right on money.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do? Do you read the results then, I guess, and watch tapes?
Yeah, I keep up to date on the internet just because I need to keep up to date with angles so I can put them in the game later on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at your game, and Eric, who's usually playing the phone when we're talking about upcoming events, saying, "Oh, I'm big in Japan, but I can't get booked anywhere in the United States." How many of the of the promotions in the new game are based on real promotions? For example, like Ring of Fire. Is that supposed to be Ring of Honor?
Some of them are based on, it's more based on a time period. What I took was the best time period for me was when WWF, WCW were taking on each other.
Yeah.
And in Japan you had New Japan and All Japan. So I sort of took the concept of having two big promotions in the US, two in Japan, then like a rebel promotion, which is like representing sort of an ECW kind of thing.
Right.
Something representing Noah in Japan. And although the companies aren't actually based on them, it's based on the same concept.
Right.
Their Supreme Wrestling Federation with the Eisens is obviously based on WWE and the McMahons. I have just a question. I think this is just a gamer question for you, but my character is he's about 82 over in Japan, and Burning Hammer the God just gives him tryout and will not sign him. Is there what am I doing wrong?
Match quality, because Burning Hammer are kind of a solid wrestling promotion. Just because you're over, they won't sign you. They need to have a really good match out of you too.
Oh, I'm a sports entertainer.
So you need to get like a B+ match rating, and then they'll let you in.
Huh. All right. Well, even if you lose?
It doesn't matter. Because it's just a tryout. It's not whether you win or lose. It's how well you perform.
Oh, okay.
Or you could just become friends with the owner, then they'll probably sign you anyway.
Is there any way I could do that if I don't have constant contact with him?
You go backstage and try and see him there.
Because I always be like, because there's anyone who hasn't played it, you can actually go back, interact with the characters, and say things to them. And I always say things like, "Hey, you've been working out," and then sometimes they look at me weird and they try to blackball me in the U.S. But so it's a fantastic game though, Adam. But it's definitely recommend anyone pick up this game. It is I'm not going to say it's better than SmackDown vs. Raw, but I play it a lot more. I mean, so take that as what you will.
I play a lot more too.
So fantastic. We have a lot of fans. We have a lot of requests to have you on again, especially with the new game coming out. So, also I hear we might even have a sweepstakes for one of the games. Is that correct?
Yeah, we can arrange that.
Yeah, sure. So that'd be tremendous. We'll have something to give away. We also have upcoming books from WrestleCrap and other books, Jimmy Hart's book, for example, and the Sting movie still to give away. So hopefully with a live show starting tomorrow, we will have some contests for you guys, and call in, and we'll give you some stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything left?
I've got all my questions. I mean,
well, do you want to, let's just talk a little bit more about you personally before we let you off the phone. You mentioned that your favorite time period was WCW versus WWF, which I guess would be, 96 through 2000, pretty much.
Yeah, about 96.
Yeah. That used to be your favorite time period, but who are your favorites deep down? Like, who did you get excited to see?
Well, when I first got into wrestling was with ECW when they were first taking off.
Right.
But right at the beginning, it was 94, just when Raven came in. I actually started importing tapes then for ECW. I've still got a huge collection.
So do I, yeah.
So it was following, the Dream and Raven feud to me was the greatest feud ever. I've actually got a custom 3 tape set of every match Angle ever did on TV.
Really? Yeah. I started watching, back here in the United States, it was on 2 in the morning. And at the time, we're talking about 94, I was 13. So I'd be up at driving my parents nuts at 2 in the morning downstairs watching the wrestling shows from ECW, and I just remember thinking, this is just so different than what the WWF and WCW do, and that's why it was great.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, since you don't get a lot of wrestling up there, I'm sure you may have heard that WWE is going to run an ECW pay-per-view in June.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, James has pointed out the fact that, they're going to try to make it as authentic as possible. One of the things that made ECW was staying up at 2 a.m. in the morning to see a low-budget wrestling thing in a Philadelphia small arena. And, we're really, not pessimistic, but skeptical if it's going to be the same atmosphere, the same energy that the old ECW.
Can you can you once again create the energy that this is the rebellious promotion that is just totally unlike anything you're seeing on TV right now? I mean,
I think the key word was rebel, because he had the rebel energy, and this is going to be a corporate pay-per-view, basically.
Yeah.
And also, you're not going to have people like Raven, Rob Van Dam won't be there, Sabu won't be there.
Yeah, he's the one who actually confirmed it on our show, Rob Van Dam did.
Yeah, so you basically got people, you have people like Rhino and Simon Dean, aka Nova, people who've been buried the last 2 years. They're going to have to be on the show, basically headlining it. So I don't see how it's going to work myself.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Tommy will be there. Can he perform is the
Tommy's
question.
going to wrestle, I've heard.
Good. Well, that's an interesting, good thing for them. The other thing is you're not going to get the authentic feel. I mean, ECW to me was, Sandman, Shane Douglas, Francine. You had all the keys.
I hear they're going to have Sandman, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I heard they've contacted him, which is a big downer for Shane Douglas, because obviously Shane Douglas has his ECW reunion show either the night of or the night before.
Yeah.
And Sandman was going to be big in those plans. So I've heard WWE has contacted him.
How about
Shane
just
Douglas has got Terry Funk and Sabu on his, so those are the other two big names.
they have them listed?
Terry Funk, I heard, is going to be at the show.
Yeah, he said that he might not be healthy enough, which scared me half to death when he said it.
Yeah.
He said to us that he might not be healthy enough to work, and then he said, "Yeah, do you think something's wrong with Terry Funk? Maybe." So
yeah, we only speculation of what's up with Terry, but I've heard he's going to be there, and I don't. He just might perform because he's that insane. I mean,
God bless him. 60 years old. If I'm still able to do the stuff he can do,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, moonsaults onto the guardrail. Some of that stuff is insane. But in the WWE, you said obviously you're a fan of the Wars, the Attitude Era. What was your favorite angle of the Attitude Era?
Actually, most people thought it was kind of stupid, but I kind of like the Dark Wedding angle when Undertaker went really dark. When he with Steph? Yeah, I actually thought it was quite good because actually took the character to a very dark place. And they ruined it afterwards. They completely messed up the angle, but until that point, it was just I'd say it was quite a good angle because he had all these people like Viscera, Gangrel, people who are very good wrestlers particularly. They actually gave him a reason to be there, this big squad of basically evildoers led by a big scary dude. That's kind of a cool angle to me. You've got one guy against him like Austin.
Yeah, I remember that night when they had her. I mean, I didn't think that was tasteless at all. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, that wasn't the crucifixion angle for anyone who doesn't remember. That was when Austin came out and just beat up the whole ministry and saved Stephanie. And it was a good night. It got good ratings. I enjoyed it. My favorite angle. I don't know how you felt on this one. It was another one with the Undertaker. It's probably of all time. My favorite one was the, and James knows this because I talk about it all the time. Was from August to October of '97 was the Shawn Michaels Undertaker feud. I just thought that was so well done. Yeah. I mean, do you have any fun memories? Did you ever like that one, or? Well,
it came to the Hell in a Cell match. It's one of the all-time greatest matches in my opinion. Shawn Undertaker. Just Shawn actually, it's got to take guts to actually take that sort of beating because he was just destroyed the entire match. He just came up from the top superstar.
He looks like he's scared to death of the Undertaker too the entire time.
Yeah, so he's actually putting his reputation on the line by taking such a beating for so long. He basically was a jobber for most of the match.
Yeah.
Take some guts to actually go through that, not say, well, I want 40% of the offense, but just say, go on, he can kill me, basically.
Yeah. And the difference between that match, and I know a lot of people compare it to the Mick Foley match because Foley took those two huge bumps. But if you take away those two huge bumps, what does that match have? That's the only problem when you talk about the Mick Foley Undertaker cage match from the King of the Ring. I thought the Michaels one was a better one in terms of psychology.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, people wanted to see Shawn get the crap kicked out of him,
right.
And that's what they got. So, yeah. Were you sad when WCW closed down?
Not really. The only wrestling we used to get over here was WCW. We used to get their Saturday night like B show.
Right.
When they went out of business, they didn't show that anymore.
Mm.
But that was actually pretty cool because they showed like AJ Styles meeting Skipper doing stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I like that show.
I
like that show too. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I quite liked it, yeah, because you had all these guys who won on the main shows, like AJ, Elix Skipper. They had a cruiserweight tag tournament, and they showed on his B show, so it's actually really good wrestling.
Didn't they used to have, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they for a while change the Saturday Night Show over to a magazine-style show?
Yeah, but then they changed it back when they realized how dumb that idea was.
Yeah.
One of the many dumb ideas.
Well, yeah. I mean, that obviously they were full of them. That's why they're not here anymore. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so we really do thank you, and it's good to get an idea of what in your mind was the greatest times of wrestling history, and really, we can't thank you enough for joining us. We know that you called us to join us, and from somebody who used to call the UK every week to do this show, I can tell you that it's sometimes a bit trying and expensive, so thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
It takes 20 minutes to actually get there. I just could not find a dialing code.
Yeah, I just go to Google. Anytime I have a question, just go to Google.
And once again, everybody listening, please go out. I mean, it's about $24. Wrestling Spirit from Rookie to Legend. I'm not lying at all. This is a fantastic game. I am dead serious. I love this game. Just give it a shot. Give the trial a shot, and you'll be hooked.
I'd better give out the URL so people can actually do it. It's www.greydogsoftware.com.
And we will post that on the website.
What was it? One more time.
www.greydogsoftware.com, or you can go to www.adamryland.co.uk and there's a link there.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Ryland. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate it.
We appreciate you calling. And
hey, let me give you this option. We never gave this to a guest before, but we'll let you go with this one. I know that you knew the song, at least, of Skid Row. I remember you when we played it last time you were on.
Yes.
We never give the guest a chance to actually pick a song. But why don't we give you that option this time? What song would you like to go out to?
Any song.
Any song?
How about some AC/DC?
Okay, cool. Any
AC/DC?
Bon Scott AC/DC or Brian Johnson AC/DC?
I like Back in Black era.
Back in 1980 that album just freaking kicked ass. I mean, that's the only album I can think of that sold 1 million copies every year for like 19 years.
The second highest selling album of the 80s.